Well, hello guys and welcome to the Little Farmer's Farm with me, Guru Mafinda. And as you can see behind me, this is part 3 of our large grow tent construction. The organic vegetable grow tent, or cage if you like. And we're getting there. I've been at it all week more or less, off and on. I was struggling there to get it all in shot, guys and gals. But that's how it's looking just at the minute. As you can see, there's been 60 2x2 2.1 metre lengths of timber used. In fact, 2.4 metre lengths of timber used in 2.2 inches, or the metric equivalent, to create this beast. And it's practically straight and level through all of its aspects, more or less anyway. You can't get it 100% because wood is wood, and this is tannalised wood, and it's been stored outdoors for quite some time, so it's never 100% straight. Some of them are straighter than others, but some of them sort of kink off a couple of inches over the span of its length. But it's not too bad, not too shabby. I use these lines, these like torsion lines. So we built the outside frame first, making sure all the levels were up to par as we went along. Because it's 2.2 metres, this is a 2.2 metre length, and it finishes sort of here. So these went in first, where they land, and you sort of land them so that they're going to be half on and half off, so you can get your next one on. You can get your next timber running on. Now, because it's a little bit wider than 4.2 it'll be, won't it? Yeah, 2.1 there, so times 2 is 4.2, and then this little bit extra that we needed a little bit extra putting on. Hence why these sort of infills that you can see. Hopefully you can't see them too clearly, because I've tried to sort of match them in as best as I can, you know, fit them tightly in there. But because of that, I've had to put this across, this supporting beam across on a lot of them to sort of support the upper, so as it presents itself to the top of these. I hope you understand what I'm on about there, because I'm not too sure that I do. But there you go. And then of course when you're trying to fill in your gaps between, because we want the spaces to be between these columns, if you like. The offcuts that we've got, so it was 2.4, yeah, 2.4 metre lengths. We cut off 300 millimetres, or 0.3 of a metre, around about a foot in old money. And these are the offcuts of that. And with the offcuts, I've screwed those to the upright beams so that they can act as a sort of a, what do you call it, a shelf, if you will, for these intermittent sections to go in. And it supports them. So you just have to measure then that distance, cut it and fit it. You fit them in like that. But because we're running these lines, once we got the levels right all the way around the outside, on the outer frame, we ran then these lines across. So they were pretty tight nylon lines that we ran from the top of each column, top of that column to the top of the far column there, and then we presented up the inner framing to that, knocked it into the ground, pushed it underneath, did the spirit level job again just to make sure it was right, and then fixed it in. So fixed in the beams to the tops of those. So we built the outer frame first, and then we built the inner framing. because we wanted to have enough strength in this roof for when the snowfall comes, because we're only going to be putting the netting on like that. And when the netting, in fact, I'm probably going to have to put some intermittents here, because this is a wider span. Can you see? It's a wider span, so I might need to get some more timber, probably about another 3 maybe, and run some in between, because that's probably going to be about what, about 1.5 meters, which is a bit too long really. These are just over 1 meter spacings. That's around 1.5 meters this section with the door is. That's where the big door's going to go, the big entry door. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, it's a little bit wide, that path. Well, it is, but what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting some, I want it wide enough to get the wheelbarrow down, which it more than is, you know, but I'm going to be putting the Tesco buckets down there, you know, for growing the potatoes. I'm just looking around now, see if I've got any I can show you. Just bear with us a sec. Yeah, so these Tesco cut flower buckets that we get from the little Tesco supermarkets, the small ones, they give them us. A lot of people have been struggling trying to get hold of those, but we don't seem to have any problems. We just ask for them and they give them to us. But they're going to be going along the side of those beds, either down that side or down this side, because there's plenty of space, and that's what I want to sort of capture in here, the sort of grow room that we've got. Now the beds are not as wide as they possibly could be, or even as long as they possibly could be, because to get the wheelbarrow in I only need 2 feet, which would take us to about here. But I can run my potato buckets, the cut flower buckets, all the way around that, and have that growing, which you can move. You can then move them out of the way when you want to get to the crops that are actually inside the beds. You can just move those out of the way to get to them, and those will be for the new potatoes running around. And then when that soil's spent from the new potatoes, I can tip that then into the beds, get the potatoes out, tip it onto the beds and stock up the beds and gradually build up that, because there's no way we've got enough compost at the moment to fill these beds. Hence we're going to be doing the feudal culture. There's a gap there, let me sort that out. Filled it, and wouldn't you know, it's raining. There's a surprise, because it's not stopped raining for the last 4 days. In fact, it's not stopped raining for about the last 12 weeks. We had one dry evening. Yeah, we had one dry evening. I think it was Wednesday. And I came down and did a bit. Chris has been down as well. He did this front end of it. Oh God, it's raining hard now. Let me get my power tools in, because that's no good. That's no good at all for them. It's been like this ever since I decided I was going to build a brassica tent. The gods mock me so. They laugh at me. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, it's coming along nicely, that. Now hopefully we're going to get a dry spell, and I'm hoping we're going to get a couple of hours of dry weather tomorrow so I can get the netting on, because the netting is going to take about, I would say, about 3 hours. So if we can get some time tomorrow, I'll get the netting on and complete that. It stands us at the moment in man hours, or person hours, it stands us at about 30. Last weekend I did all day on the Sunday, I think it was all day Sunday, and half day on Monday on it, and then Wednesday evening Chris has done about 6 or 7 hours on it as well. And then I've done today, I've done all day today. I've been on since sort of like 9 o'clock, I think, in the morning, and it's now just gone 6 o'clock in the evening. So yeah, it stands as about 30 hours, that. But worth it. About 30 hours and about 200 quid so far it's cost. Then we've got the netting. The netting's probably going to be about £40 worth of netting. We'll call it 250 quid in 30 hours. My glasses are steamed up. Right, boys and girls, if I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window. We love you all. Take care of yourselves and each other. And keep growing with your heads down. Hope you're enjoying the build as much as we are. Catch you next time. Hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully netted. And maybe even a door. Weather and time permitting. One never does know. Right, I'll catch you later. Bye bye now, boys and girls. Ta-da. Have a good one.